So a lot of people were sitting around having a conversation about how to get a business credit card. And I think it's about time we caught up on how to get a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sort of Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as splendid as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today's topic is very interesting. How do you get a business credit card for a startup, a new business, without personal guarantee? One thing that's very important to remember is that, according to research, within the first year of business, roughly 20% of new small businesses will fail. Only about half of new businesses make it to the 5-year mark, and that rate dropped down to 1/3 for businesses that make it a decade or more. So given the odds, it makes sense for business lenders to want a low security, right? When it comes to handing out business credit. After all, chances are high that your company will fold within a few years. Hence, the personal guarantee required by many issuers of business credit cards that puts cardholders on the line for any credit card that accumulated by their business. And it's very important. So unfortunately, the vast majority of small business credit cards come with a personal guarantee requirement. The only real ways around a personal guarantee are for businesses large enough to provide a measure of security to the lender. And that usually means older, established corporations with revenues in the millions or billions. But in today's conversation, I'm going to show you a shortcut, and there is a proven method that will help you get a business credit card for your startup without personal guarantee. One thing you have to understand is that almost all business credit cards require a personal guarantee. However, some credit cards, such as the one I'm going to talk about in this show, do not require a personal guarantee. And the fact that they don't require a personal guarantee doesn't mean that they're not credit cards. They are credit cards. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you might have a high limit. It's just that those cards have different characteristics, if you will. And it's also important to understand that when it comes to business credit card, most credit card issuers will look for a credit score of 600 or above. However, people with lower scores might be able to qualify for a secured business credit card or another card designed for poor credit borrowers. And while you're looking for a business credit card, please make sure you're choosing a business credit card that will report to the credit bureaus. I'm talking here about Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, and Equifax. Very important. You want to build credit for your businesses as well. So now let me talk to you about, there are 5 things, only 5 things you need to do to get a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee. Step number 1, I want you to understand the subtleties of personal guarantees, because you have to have a clear understanding of personal guarantees and how they work to be able to get a business credit card without personal guarantee. In short, a personal guarantee is an individual's legally binding promise that he or she will repay credit issued to his or her business with his or her personal asset in case the business is unable to pay off debt. That's the legal, I think, convoluted definition. If I have to break it down to you very shortly, it just means that you are on the hook. If something happens, you are on the hook. You will be held personally liable for charges on your credit card balance if your business goes under or is otherwise unable to make payments. So one thing you have to understand here is that many of the Main Street credit card issuers do not offer normal business credit cards without personal guarantee. Okay, so you have, I'm referring to American Express, Chase, US Bank, and Wells Fargo. Among the big credit card issuers, they do not issue a credit card. They do not issue credit cards without guarantee. Now, there are actually corporate cards. There is a separate category of credit cards called corporate cards, and those cards come with no personal guarantee requirement. And so corporate credit and charge cards are the main way to get around a personal guarantee for a business card but they're definitely not for every business. For one thing, your company will generally need to be an actual corporation. I'm not speaking here about a sole proprietorship. No, it has to be an LLC, a C corp, or an S corp. Additionally, corporate cards are typically reserved for companies that have revenue of at least $1 million a year, with some cards requiring annual revenue of $3 million or more. So at this size, your company likely has its own business credit, and banks will consider your business solid enough that you will not be required to guarantee the card yourself. One thing I also want to say here is that corporate cards are designed specifically with the unique needs of large corporations in mind, with management and accounting features that can scale with your company. And but again, even if you have a startup and you know how to actually structure your application, you will actually you can get the card. And one thing you also need to know, you might also want to apply for a business credit card, a startup business credit card, when it comes to those store cards, the retail business credit lines. So you have I'm speaking about the Sam's Club business credit card, for example. I'll talk about that later on. But yeah, this is another avenue you might want to explore as you're thinking about getting a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee. So step number one, understand the subtleties of personal guarantees. Step number two, learn how to qualify for a business credit or charge card. So the question of who can qualify for a business credit card is one of those things that has both a short answer and a longer one. So in this case, the short answer is simple. If you have a business, you can apply for a business credit card. Plain and simple, right? Any size or type of business can be enough to qualify you for a business card, regardless of its years in business or number of employees. So this includes the freelancers, startups, side hustles, hobbyists, sole proprietors, partnerships, LLCs, S corps, and C corps. So in theory, the answer is that any business owner can qualify for a business credit card. Of course, according to our research, theory is often different than practice. As a matter of fact, we have actually done a video about how to get a business credit card without a business. So this could be a video that you might want to see and learn more about the topic. One thing I want to say here is that when it comes to who can qualify for a business credit card, there is a longer answer. And the longer answer to the question is more complicated. You see, much like consumer credit cards have credit score and income requirements, so too do business credit cards. And that makes sense, right? Because lenders are trying to actually mitigate risks here. And we're not strictly talking about business credit either, though that can factor into the decision. As I've been talking to you so far, your personal credit will have a major impact on your ability to get a business credit card due to the personal guarantee required by most issuers. In other words, if you have poor personal credit and your business doesn't qualify for a corporate card, then you'll have a hard time qualifying for a business credit card as a result of that poor credit. What I'm trying to say here is that if you are looking for a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee, you can get it. But if personally you have poor credit, things can become a little complicated. And because if your business is new and you as the owner have a poor credit score, then you have I would say you have an aggregation of two risks here, right? So the risk of the new business and the risk of the credit risk that you as the owner has. So the lender will be, the credit card issuer will be looking at your application much more attentively, much more, I would say, prudently. Okay, so in that case, you might be required to have a personal guarantee. And similarly, having a low business income can also factor into whether your application is approved or rejected, though issuers tend to be flexible, according to our research, about this income factor, knowing that many businesses are not necessarily profitable in the first year or so. Regardless, please never lie about your income or your company's income on a credit card application. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sort of Kiwi Show. I'm still having a convo with you today about how to get a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee. So step number one, I want you to understand the subtleties of personal guarantees. Number two, I've spoken to you about how to qualify for a business credit or a charge card. Step number three, you want to build business credit separately from personal credit. It's very important in your path to getting a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee. It is quintessential to start thinking about building business credit. And it is very important to try to build business credit without personal credit. Although I have spoken to you about the fact that you're more than likely need to have at least personal credit to qualify for any kind of small business credit card, there is no rule that says that you actually need that business card. While business cards can be useful, plenty of companies were successful long before credit cards, and no doubt some modern businesses likely forego them as well. So the basic steps to building a business credit profile and business credit scores do not necessarily require a credit card account. What those steps do includes you need to apply with the IRS. You need to get an EIN from the IRS, right? So the EIN stands for Employer Identification Number. So an EIN kind of establishes your business as its own financial entity, and it will be required to file things like taxes and other stuff. And it's important because you want to protect your personal finance, your financial assets, your personal assets from the business assets. And after getting an EIN, you want to establish an individual business bank account. So you'll need a business bank account anyway to keep your business finances separate from your personal finances. And that's important. Many lenders and vendors will require you to have a business checking account. And then you need to register for Dun & Bradstreet. You need to get a DUNS number from Dun & Bradstreet. And as the main business credit bureau, Dun & Bradstreet data is used by many major business lenders and vendors. However, you should consider creating an account with other major business credit reporting bureaus as well. And you want to open business credit lines and vendor trade lines. So the types of accounts that can help you establish and build business credit can include business credit cards, business loans, and bank extended credit lines. And what we've seen in our research is that many business credit scoring models will also incorporate payments history from trade lines or vendor and supplier credit lines. And once you have that, please use your credit wisely. If you're trying to build business credit, you want to use your credit wisely. Many of the same rules of consumer credit apply to building good business credit, starting with the golden rule, right? Always, always, always doing what? Pay on time or early, as some reports indicate. Early bill payments can boost your business credit score. Step number 4. I want you to understand how no personal guarantee business credit cards work. And so it's important because if you want to get a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee, you have to understand the whole process, how those specific credit cards work. And how do you get a card without a personal guarantee? So for most small business owners, getting a company credit card without a personal guarantee probably will not be a walk in the park. And many business credit cards on the market, as I've said before, do require some kind of guarantee. And so it is not that easy to get the card. However, if you have a way to, let me just say, if you focus on a specific category of card, then you are increasing your chances. And that category is corporate card. So once you step into the corporate card territory, you can successfully find a card that doesn't require such a guarantee. All right. And so what I'm trying to say here is that those corporate cards do not require a personal guarantee. And one thing we also seen based on our analysis is that you don't need the startup doesn't need to generate income, because everybody understands, especially the lenders, credit card issuers understand that small businesses in the first or second year may not be profitable. But so what they are looking for is a system of processes in place that shows that the business is on the right path to make money, to making money. Okay. And so what they're looking at a system of financial stability. So financial projections for the next 3, 6, 12 months, something that shows either as part of the business plan or as part of financial statements for the business that shows that there is a vision, there is a direction that the company is taking to make money down the road. Okay, so this is very important. I'll give you an example, and I'll be talking about the Brex card later on. The Brex card, for example, wants to have some kind of financial stability. They want to see some kind of financial stability. It doesn't mean that the company has to generate income. It just means that they want to see that the company maybe has some cash in the bank. So founders have funded the business. They have put initial equity in the business. And beyond your business's financial stability, you may also need to demonstrate consistent spending patterns and have an otherwise healthy financial history. Bear in mind that if you want to go the corporate card route, you probably are not eligible if your business is a sole proprietorship or otherwise not registered as an S Corp, C Corp, or LLC. So you need to have a business. You can't be a solopreneur. And even if you have some side hustle, you are a freelancer, you are an independent contractor. If you want to get a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee, you need to incorporate. You need to have a business structure. Step number 5, folks. Step number 5. You need to know the best business credit cards with no personal guarantee. So first, you need to understand the subtleties of personal guarantees. You need to learn how to qualify for a business credit or charge card. You need to build business credit separately from personal credit. You need to understand how no personal guarantee business credit cards work. And last but not the least, know the best business credit cards with no personal guarantee. What are those? Let's just go through them very quickly. So we have a few of them here. First, we have the Brex corporate card for startups. So this is a great card. You know, the pros and cons here: no personal guarantee necessary, great rewards for the right spending profiles. They have a solid portfolio of extra benefits. The cons: they want you to have a stringent cash reserve requirements. So they want you to have some cash in the bank, in your bank account, and they want to see some kind of financial projections on revenue. And the Brex corporate card for startups is targeting a specific niche of companies, and the card requires you to make Brex your exclusive corporate card to take full advantage of its rewards package. And then we have the Ramp corporate card. This is another. So one thing I want to say here is that the Brex card is best for startups and companies brimming with fresh capital. The Ramp corporate card is best for those looking for a simple cashback rewards scheme. And what are the pros and cons here of this corporate card? The pros: no personal guarantee necessary, simple and solid cashback rate, and you have algorithm-driven insights that can help save money. And what about the cons, the disadvantages? Unclear eligibility requirements, but the card is actually designed for corporation-sized businesses. We actually have reached out to Ramp. They haven't gotten back to us on that particular question about the eligibility. And one thing I want to say also is one drawback we have seen is that Ramp is a very young company, relatively. So the card just launched in 2020. So, you know, they're still new, but we'll see. The third card I want to acquaint you with is Scale Factor Charge Card. And the great benefits here is that you have some kind of integration with a Scale Factor accounting suite. And this is best for small businesses that can also take advantage of Scale Factor's bookkeeping software. What are the pros and cons here? Pros: no personal guarantee necessary. They utilize Scale Factor software to manage expense reports, and it's designed for small businesses, not corporations. The cons: requires becoming a Scale Factor customer before applying, and the card has a minimal rewards rate. I want to talk to you now also about the Sam's Club Business MasterCard. This is a great card also if you are looking for a business credit card for a new business without a personal guarantee. And this card is best for businesses that can take advantage of the card's cashback rates. And the main benefits of this card is that it doubles as your Sam's Club membership card. And the pros: no personal guarantee necessary, and you have solid cashback rates. And the cons: it requires a Sam's Club membership, which is about, as of the date of this show, $45 per year. And you also have stringent requirements to get the card without a personal guarantee. but it's kind of cool. You know, it's a great card. And then we have the Bremer Bank Visa Signature Business Company card. And this card is great for businesses located in the upper Midwest of the United States. And the pros, you have no personal guarantee necessary. You have a free rewards program available. The cons, it's only available to businesses based in Minnesota, Wisconsin, or North Dakota. And Bremer Bank is thinking about expanding its reach, and I think in the next few years, the company will start serving the whole nation. So that's pretty cool. And the cons, another con is that they have stringent guidelines to be eligible for a no personal guarantee. One thing I also want to say is that there are other we have actually seen other no personal guarantee credit cards that you might be interested in. And so those are really branded store cards that can only be used at specific locations and cannot be handed over to most merchants. And so you have the Shell small business card. So this one you can only use it for gas at Shell stations. And then you have the Office Depot Office Max business credit account, and this is only usable at Office Depot stores, Office Max stores, and online at Office Depot. So if you are in an industry where you need, let's say you have a large fleet and you need gas is an important expense in your budget, you might want to consider Shell Small Business Card. Or if you buy a lot of office supplies and you're trying to save money while also building corporate credit, business credit, then you might want to give Office Depot Office Max business credit card account a chance. All right, folks, this was it for today's conversation. I was speaking to you about how to get a business credit card for a new business without personal guarantee. Number one, understand the subtleties of personal guarantees. Number two, I want you to learn how to qualify for a business credit or charge card. Number three, I want you to build business credit separately from personal credit. Number four, understand how no personal guarantee business credit cards work. And number five, you need to know the best business credit cards with no personal guarantee. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.